Hey, it's your girl Moni 69 Ways, and I am here to talk about this crazy, messy psychological thriller, as they categorize it, called Imperfect Women on Apple TV. This dropped, I think, I want to say March 18th. They dropped 2 episodes, so yeah, come down here to talk about it because I'm sucked in. I want to know what happened to Nancy. So yes, so if y'all new here, make sure y'all subscribe, hit the like button. If you see the hype button, hype me up, okay? I would greatly appreciate the support. So let's so this show is surrounded by 3 women: Eleanor, Mary, and Nancy. Nancy is the deceased woman that is being talked about throughout the first 2 episodes, and they need to know what happened to her. She's one of the friends, one of the girlfriends, so we need to know what happened to Nancy. So this kind of give me it feel like Big Little Lies. If you ever watch Big Little Lies that came on HBO, this kind of give me a feel of it, like a murder mystery, like who did it, who done it. But in the meantime, like unraveling, trying to figure out what happened to Nancy or who unalived Nancy. It's a lot of secrets and messiness is coming out the closet, okay, out the shadows, coming to the surface, coming to the forefront. Like it seems like everyone has secrets, even the deceased victim, Nancy. She seems like she has a lot of secrets, along with the other 2 ladies. Um, yeah, so it's just like I said, it's like a murder mystery. But they categorize it psychological thriller. We shall see. But let's talk about some of these women. We're gonna start with, let's see, who do I want to start with? Mary. Like I said, Mary is one of the ladies. That is played by Elizabeth Moss. I believe she is the one from, yeah, she is from Handmaid's Tale, because they just did their last season. So yes, let's shout out to Elizabeth Moss. I categorize when I first saw these 2 episodes, I categorized her as the basket case. Especially as time went on, like she is hiding stuff from her family. Like I think she had some dealings with like some pills or some kind of drug or something, and she pretend like she doesn't smoke anymore when she got caught smoking by Eleanor. It's just wow. And she has this son named Marcus that she's worried about, and she has 2 other children. They more smaller, and she has a husband. I forgot his name, but she has a husband. Um, Seems like she has a perfect family, but it's not. It's not, like I said, he seemed like a basket case because as she found out what happened to Nancy, one, and then she worried about her son Marcus. I don't know. I don't know if he dealt with something like have a nervous breakdown or something. I kind of missed that part, or he has some dealings with drugs or substances or something of some sort. But I know she's worried about the young man, and she's trying to talk Eleanor to get him an internship at her job. So yeah, so like I said, Mary is spiraling, especially after finding out what happened to Nancy, and then finding out that Nancy and was having an affair on her husband with some man named David, and she told Eleanor, played by Kerry Washington. So yeah, so she kind of feels some type of way that they had her out there because they probably thought she was going to judge or what have you. Yeah, so as time went on, we found out that Mary was looking into Nancy case, and she was like harassing the officers. They had to call her son, and then the son told Eleanor. It was crazy. Um she's trying to figure out what happened to Nancy. That's one. Then trying to figure out what happened to this David, because she was like last known to be with this guy named David, and she's trying to look into this guy and trying to solve it, trying to get some answers. I guess fill in the blanks, because she kind of feel a way that Eleanor knows a little bit more when it came to Nancy affair with David, and she felt like they was talking in details, but Eleanor let it be known like I ain't. She just told me the name, The dude, she didn't really go that deep or share any great details about this affair. So yeah, so this is Mary. Like I said, she seemed like she's spiraling. So it's definitely some secrets coming out about her. Yeah, so time will tell with her. I don't know if she had anything to do with Nancy of it all, but she said Eleanor and Nancy had secrets, but turned out that her and Nancy be having their own side conversations. But we will talk about that later down on about their side conversations, especially about Eleanor. Okay. Let's see. What else I want to talk about? Speaking of Eleanor, let's talk about Eleanor. She coming off as a messy bitch. Okay, let me tell you why. uh, she's giving. I see why it's called imperfect women because it's like she's the one who put on a perfect facade, like she got this everything all together, and she's not. Um, she is probably one of the messy because she did a messy move by the time we got to the end of this episode 2. And okay, it seemed like she's close. What it appears seemed like she's closer to Nancy, right? Okay. Turned out that she's knew Nancy's husband about the same time, about the same amount of time that as Nancy has. So the husband, his name is Robert. That's Nancy's husband. And they met at the same time, I guess, in college, freshman year of college, 18 years old. Eleanor is taking a liking to Robert when they met in college. But she ended up introducing him to Nancy. Then he down the line, he later married Nancy. And it seemed like that ever since Nancy came unalive in some way, that it seemed like Eleanor has been waiting in the trenches, on the sidelines, waiting for her chance. Cause mind you, Mary is married and Nancy was married. Eleanor is single and you know, F have sex with her subordinates, okay? Like Jordan. That's one of her subordinates that she works with. Um that she is keeping hidden a secret. So yeah, that's played by Rome. I mean, they sessions be hot and steamy, but she is not into Rome. She's not checking for Rome. But Rome seemed like he is like coming across some boundaries, seemed like he cared deep for her. And she just letting knows like indiscretions, like we just gonna keep it what it is. She said, I'm not looking for nothing serious. Of course not, because she is keeping her eyes on Robert Hennessy. Yeah, which is her best friend husband. It seemed like she's been having this long crush. Mind you, the second episode of this series is called Crush. The first episode was called Eleanor. It was all about Eleanor. I'm like, okay. Seeing like she had this crush on Robert for a long time. And then we got her brother Donovan. Donovan was following his sister, his little sister, and he had someone follow her. She called up to the person who was following her because, mind you, he's taking pictures. I guess he sent it back to mom because she is from a well-to-do family as well as Robert. So he's taking pictures back to the mom, and watching his sister back and worrying about her because of this news of Nancy being unalived by someone. And he let it be known because he is peeping and he is reading his sister down. He know his sister down to a T, honey. He said, like, you like to play like to fix like toys or what have you, especially Caucasian ones, i.e. Robert. Because mind you, ever since Nancy's been alive, like she be over there being a helping hand, a good friend, as you will. And she also is kind of heartbroken. It's like we get two sides. She's trying to keep it together, and then she breaking down about Nancy, and she's seeing Nancy's face everywhere, whatever, what have you. And the brother knows that the sister is crushing in over Robert. Always had a crush on Robert, and we see it in flashbacks too. Like we saw in the flashback with Nancy and Robert's daughter. Her name was Cora. her sweet 16. She had 16th birthday party, and the parents was making a toast to their daughter, and she was low key like staring at Robert the whole time, like not just like a glance. It was like a stare, like I want you, you will be mine stare. So she is coming off messy and suspicious, okay, at best. Um, like I said, she been a helping hand to Robert, and by the time in episode 2, Robert was smashing. I'm like, what is going on? She is messy, and she's just delusional messy, because one minute she coming off helping the daughter, like being there emotionally for the daughter, because the daughter wanted her to stay at their house, because she said she was scared of the father, because I guess Robert come off temperamental. Um, and mind you, yeah, she come out to the room, and Eleanor is the one who told Robert about Nancy affair off the back so quickly. I'm like, damn, you gave that up quick, because he was looking for Nancy, and she gave up the information so quickly. I'm like, damn, how long she been missing? But yeah, she ended up smashing her friend. But like, we all saw it coming, because I wasn't sure. I know she was into Robert, but I wasn't sure if Robert was into her, And we saw at the end of episode 2 that he is have some feelings for her and what have you. And he had a well-to-do family, so I don't know. His family seemed uptight, militant types of people, and I don't even know if his family will even go for someone like Eleanor, because let's call a thing a thing. Because he could, like I said, he could have been having feelings for Eleanor for a long time, like since they was 18. But he know that his family wasn't gonna go for that. Yeah, but like I said, Eleanor is delusional messy bitch. That's her friend, man. Like your friend hasn't been dead no more than like what, less than 72 hours. That's what it was given. That's what it felt like. Like, girl, your friend body is not even cold all the way, and you sleeping with her husband. Granted, it seemed like she was having an affair with this guy named David. But I don't know how true that is, but we shall see. And David, mind you, David turned out to be black. I don't know. It's just like I said, she's a ball of mess. She messes with her subordinates at the job. Mind you, she is like a CEO of International Rescue and Relief thing. That's what she does. And I think Nancy was the philanthropist and housewife. Yeah, so Eleanor is a messy, messy mess. Because mind you, oh, that she is so flawed. But she's trying to have this perfect persona. Um, yeah. So, yeah, that's Eleanor, y'all. We're gonna move on to, let's talk about this case. We got the victim, Nancy, the wife of Robert Hennessy. When I tell y'all, like 2 days later, they had a memorial for his sister. His family put on a memorial for Nancy so quick. It was crazy. Then we got Detective Gans. I think that's how you say her name, on the case. She's the leading detective on the case. She the one that almost arrested Mary, because like I said, Mary became a basket case of trying to solve who underlies Nancy and who this David is. But his name is like not David, but it's like David with an E. It's called David. His name is David. That's how you pronounce it. So David was a suspect. He was an artist. Mind you, he painted a naked portrait of Nancy that was hanging in their house. And when Robert found that out, that our artist, that she was with the artist, and the artwork he did of her naked body was on the wall, he had a fit. He to snatch that picture off the wall and made a scene all the way out to the garbage on the curb, and he broke that picture down. Yeah. So David was a suspect. They questioned they questioned Kerry Washington character, Eleanor. Yeah, that's her name, Eleanor. They questioned her because she was like the last person who saw her, or I guess who messaged her, and turned out that Eleanor was the last person who saw her and texted her, and she said that she was, I think she's at first I think she lied. It's a lot of things with Eleanor as I think about it, because it was some holes as she was talking to different people, like a Jordan who she's been smashing. I think she had like an hour window, uncounted time of an hour. So she come out very suspicious because she's so helpful with Robert and the daughter, Cora. Cora is like college age. I thought she was getting high school, but she's when the dad said she's going back to school, I was like, okay, so she's in college. Okay. Um, so yeah, like I said, she has Eleanor had some hour, I think, unaccounted for, because she was arguing with Jordan, and he was just saying like how he trying to be there for her or whatever, because he heard about her friend, and she said we ain't got that type of relationship, it's just about sex. And he just said, I want to be seen not just as a toy or whatever, something that can be used. He want to be seen as a human being and stuff like that. Um, so she got an hour on the count of four because she said 9, he said 10. You reached out me at 10. It was something that she showed up to his house about like 1 or 2 o'clock. Um, she withheld information. She the only person who knew about Nancy secret affair with this David. Um, she because when they questioned her, she didn't give that information up right away, but but she was so quick to tell Nancy husband. I think that's kind of suspicious. It's not really suspicious when you find out that she had this long awaited, unspoken love for Robert. Like I said, she been waiting for her time. And it's given like if you've been waiting for your time, it's given like you envy Nancy in some way. So you look a little suspicious, Eleanor, I would think, because yeah, you look very suspicious. Um so she was the last person to see Nancy alive, and she know about the secret affair, and she's so quick to tell Robert about the affair, and she had an unaccountable hour, unaccount of an hour, when she's supposed to meet her colleague lover Jordan. It just looked very in the optics of it all. Because one minute, because Robert, he is like out of all her friends, because Mary is her friend too. He is clingy to Eleanor. Because he went to Eleanor's place. He showed up at her place unannounced. He had a suit on. He said him and Nancy had some, I guess, some tickets to go to the opera before they was planning to go before her. She came up on the live, and it was something that she loved. So he wanted to go honor her and go to this opera. I think what was it, opera or was it ballet? It was one of them. I want to say ballet. Yeah, I think it was the ballet. Um, but yeah, so he wanted to, go on her and show up. And he eventually asked Eleanor, do she want to come? Because he needed some support or what have you. And she said, no, I'm not going to be seen out in the public with you. She's talking about the optics of it all. And, um, me stepping out with you on a night to go to a ballet or opera, what have you, is crazy because your wife just died and she was my friend. So yeah, but I thought she was like gonna stand firm on it. Nope. No, 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 no. She showed up like I want to say 10, 20 minutes later at the venue, and they walked in, and that's how we know about her brother Donovan. Well, we saw someone taking pictures. It turned out to be her brother Donovan and some other guy who he hired to take some pictures. So yeah, that's suspicious behavior. Um, but that's when you find out that she's been having a longing crush. Even her brother sees it. Her brother knows it. They have a connection, and Mary knows it. They have a connection, and yeah, Mary had to call her out one time about it, like, and that's how Mary ended up slipping and said, like, you and Nancy are not the only one that been talking or having these side conversations about stuff. Like, she come to me and question, like, do you think Eleanor have a crush on my husband, like my husband? And then turned out Eleanor came to confession saying that uh Nancy had approached her one time about that, talking about, do you ask her, question her, did she have a crush on her husband? And she quickly said no, which we know it's a lie. If you watch the show, it's obviously a lie. Okay. Yeah. So, like I said, look, Eleanor looked very, she's a questionable friend. She looked very, it's coming off, she coming off as suspicious as well as the husband. Okay. Um, yeah, and she messy. She is messy as hell. So, because like I said, at the end of episode 2, they end up coming together. They had an excuse because, mind you, Robert had packed up the mom's stuff, and the daughter was like, "Why mom's stuff is packed up already?" Because he said he don't want to see the sight of it because it's like very hard for him to see her stuff in a room. So Eleanor, being a helpful friend that she is, she talked to the daughter, like, you can go through her stuff and keep some stuff you want to keep for you, to take with you to keep, because she showed a necklace that her father gave her, because mind you, Eleanor's father had passed on. And she also has like this fishing rod that's on the wall, and she was just an old car she's keeping of his as well. So she was just saying about the things that her dad gave or left behind, that she still look at or use or have on her. And she said you could do the same. So the daughter, picked through some stuff to keep of her mom, and then she had an idea to take the rest of the stuff at Old High house. So I guess that's Nancy's family house, I want to say. So they rolled, and Robert had the bright idea for Eleanor to tag along. They rolled to the house, looked through some old stuff, child, and they smashed it in Nancy family house. I guess it just, like I said, it's messy. If that's Nancy family house, child, that's messy as hell. Um, yeah, so the suspect, the V, end up, they had let him go. Turn out that uh the Hennessy's, Robert's family, is the one that made that happen. When they found out that she was seeing the artist and he did the next photo, they had him arrested as a suspect. But they had him arrested as for robbery or whatever, trying to disguise it as robbery. But they didn't have enough evidence, so they let him go. So now they trying to look at the husband, and they did have a search warrant to go through the house and gather his computer, his stuff, his financials, to see like what would he gain in her unaliving, which is typically normal when someone had an affair or you know uh have a spouse that's unalive. They typically looked at people who's closest, which is the husband or the wife or the closest friends, best the friends. Okay. Um, let's see. What else? Oh yeah, like I said, they end up smashing in the house, and then um, Eleanor end up waking up after the smash session, and she found a book. I want to say, was it a book of some drawings, but I guess a ballet. It got something to do, I think, with ballet, some drawings or something. And it was a letter that said, it was like an apology letter from Robert saying how he's sorry because his temper got the best of him or what have you. And he's not gonna do it again. It's basically saying that he knew about her seeing someone about an affair. So I was like, ooh. I'm like, when was this letter written? So you know about the affair before Eleanor even told you about it? Crazy, crazy, crazy. But yeah. So yeah. That's the end of that's what end of episode left off. Two left off on, and he came out and said like, everything okay? What's wrong? And she got the letter in her hand. So I don't know how episode 3 gonna start off, gonna pick up at, or what she gonna say. Is she gonna approach him about the letter? I don't know. And where were Eleanor for the unaccountable hour or time she was supposed to be meeting a colleague, aka Jordan, her lover? Yeah, and what's gonna make of Robert and Eleanor? Is they gonna continue to be smash buddies, or they gonna come out as a couple? I don't know, because like I said, Eleanor been wanting this, and it seemed like Robert been wanting it low key too. But you know, he come from a family that seem like they don't like the kind of people, the browns, the blacks. But I don't know. That's what it gave off to me, but I'm not sure what's his family deal, but yeah, so that's pretty much episodes 1 and 2 that I briefly quickly talk about. Um I'm in it. I'm in it. And let me know if you made it this far. Let me know if you want me to do this as a live so we can have a discussion about it. But for right now, it's gonna be a pre-recorded video. So yeah, just let me know your thoughts on episodes 1 and 2. Have you watched? If you hear my spiel, are you interested in checking it out? Because I am in it. I see mixed reviews online about it. I don't have no problem with it. Like I said, it reminded me of Big Little Lies. That's what it gave off, giving this murder mystery. And I'm down for the murder mystery of it all, but I'm the kind of person who set my expectation low. If you set your expectation high due to Kerry Washington and Elizabeth Moss in it, please don't set yourself up because you might get disappointed. But I'm the kind of person that set my expectations low when it comes to certain shows, especially new ones. Yeah, but I'm in it, so I will see y'all for the next episode. Peace.